Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Podcast with Strangers. My name is Matt, and today we're opening up our show a little different with a stranger who is now our best friend and is now a part of our team here at Podcast with Strangers. Everyone give a warm welcome to Hannah Hormillada. No, is that right?
Hormillada.
Hormillada. Yay!
Hello. Hi,
clapping
camera.
emoji, clapping sound effect. Hannah, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am great. Hannah is here to solve Sheridan and I's addiction to social media. And she's our new social media manager. And she will be taking care of everything social media. So if you guys are texting our social media, thinking you're talking to me, most of the time you're probably going to be talking to Hannah. So don't say anything too personal because she will know. Because a lot of people think that's just me. And I'm like,
okay.
Other people see this, right? And they're like, no. Anyways, Hannah, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Hi, I'm Hannah. That's very, weird.
No, it's
I'll
okay.
do that again. Hi, I'm Hannah.
We'll put, clapping sound effects in the back to make it
Okay.
sound less weird. Clapping sound effect here. Say it again.
Hello, I'm Hannah. I am 19. I am a Virgo, if you care about that. I mean, I'll tell you my whole chart. I'm a Virgo Sun, Cancer Moon, and a Sagittarius Rising.
Hold up. Hold up. Let's backtrack a bit.
Okay.
There's more than just one Virgo thingy?
No,
what is all that stuff you do?
So your sun is based on your birthday. Your moon and your rising are based on your time and location of birth. So you'd have to calculate it. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head, but yeah.
What is the last thing? Sagittarius rising? What does that mean?
So I'm not 100%. So I'm not a star sign expert or whatever, or a astrology expert. But your rising sign is your outward appearance to other people. So I exhibit traits of a Sagittarius. But I think that's how it is. I don't know. My sister's very into astrology. But
Okay, I'm very curious because I thought it was just you're a Virgo, you're a Taurus, and that's it. I didn't know there's all these other things.
There's more too.
Oh.
There's your Venus.
Isn't that a planet?
Yeah.
On your Snapchat, actually, if you read
Yeah. Okay, interesting. Okay, as you were saying.
Yeah, so that's my chart. I like reading. I like Harry Styles. I like One Direction. And
I loved his album,
Netflix.
Harry Styles.
Yes.
To be completely honest with you, after you, when you weren't here, me and Sheridan were fighting over who gets to be your best friend.
Oh.
I say that I make a better case to be your best friend, and I called dibs. She said it's your choice.
I mean, can you both be my best
No.
friend? Oh.
No, she looked at you because she was looking at me, and she's like, oh, I feel bad. Let me look at her and say, can we both be best friends? But we can talk later.
Okay.
Off topic. Max, she did meet Max first.
Yes, yeah.
So, anyways, so what do you like to do on your free time?
I read a lot. I watch a lot of Netflix. I like to hang out with my dog.
You have a dog?
Yes.
What's
his
his or
name
her?
is Casper. He's a crusty white dog.
Casper?
He's not friendly though.
Oh, I get it now.
Yeah.
Casper the friendly
Yeah.
ghost. Why isn't he friendly?
I mean, I think he's just very protective.
Of you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute though.
But when my friends come over, he likes to bark at them. I mean, I don't know. It's nice to have someone be protective over you, I guess.
Yeah, it's we'll watch. How does your grandma like the dog?
Yeah, he's basically my grandma's dog, but I live with my grandma, so we all share him. He sleeps beside me though.
Sure, we all share him.
Yeah.
What else do you like to do on your free time?
Social media.
Oh,
guess.
thank God.
Yeah.
'Cause,
I spend too much time on TikTok.
That's good for us. I don't know about you. We talked about this in another episode about addiction to social media, and you say you don't have an addiction. Or do you have an addiction?
I have an addiction, but I have a handle on it.
Oh, that's good.
I think
A healthy
yeah,
addiction.
A healthy addiction, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
And you go to Ryerson with us, media
Yes,
production. Same.
yes.
It's all media production, folks. Here, guys. Media production for life. Hashtag media production for life.
Do you want to ask me any questions, personal questions? I mean, we don't have to do the interview.
What else do I want to know? Tim Hortons or McDonald's iced coffee?
Starbucks.
Okay. Checks or stripes?
Checks.
Drake or Kanye? If you had to choose.
Neither. I mean, maybe Drake,
Okay.
but neither. You like Kanye?
I like Kanye's music. I don't like Kanye as a person.
Yeah.
I like Drake's music. I like Drake as a person too. I think like a lot of people are scared to be like fans of Kanye because of how controversial he is.
Yeah.
His music is great. The guy himself though, a little questionable.
Yes, definitely.
But that's that can be said that can be same for like movies, right? Like some
True.
directors have gotten into controversial situations. Doesn't mean I have to like hate the movie. Like like it sucks that director was involved in all those things, but I love the movie.
Right.
So it's kind of like that.
Like
But Kanye-
separating the artist from like the art.
Yeah, exactly. Other than that, I think we'll get to know more about you as we keep going on with the episodes.
Yay.
But we're
Okay.
excited to have you here, and we're excited to have you a part of our team. And today we're talking about perfectionism and expectations. So, are you a perfectionist?
I mean, I'm a Virgo, so yes.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a quality of a Virgo?
Yes, actually, yeah.
Oh,
Wait, what's your star sign?
I'm a Taurus.
Fun.
Is that good?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Taurus? Nice.
I mean, it's better than Gemini.
Oh,
Not to shade anyone.
why no Geminis?
I mean,
What's a Gemini?
like June.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah?
Yep.
Especially male Geminis.
I don't know about male or female, but I don't know
I mean,
that
like,
much.
I like female Geminis, but like male Geminis, I don't like. Every single male Gemini in my life has made me cry at some point. So I have
Leave.
like a vendetta against them. I mean, I'm sorry to all my friends that are Geminis out there, but
No, don't be sorry. Never be sorry.
yeah, I'm not sorry.
Yeah. Male Geminis, we don't like you.
Yeah.
But please download our podcast
Yeah.
on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Okay, so it's good that I'm a Taurus. Thank God
Yeah.
I'm not a Gemini. The first day we started filming here on a Thursday, we realized it's garbage day on Thursdays, and there's like
Oh,
so much garbage
yikes.
trucks. Anyways, perfectionist because you're a Virgo.
Mhm.
Do you set high expectations for yourself?
100%.
How does it feel when you don't meet those expectations?
I mean, I definitely get really down when that happens. I set like really, really unrealistic expectations in general, and even in like life goals that I wanted to accomplish that I haven't accomplished yet, and that like really takes a toll on you, I guess you could say. Yeah, I get really down about it, but at the end of the day, like you can't really control like what's happening in life. You just gotta accept what happens to you.
All right, well, let's get into today's episode then with our first guest. Our first guest today is Josh. Here we go. All right, we have our first guest here today, and it is Josh,
What I do?
who wants to interview me for some reason. Go ahead.
Do you go to Ryerson?
Yeah, I do go to Ryerson.
What are you taking?
I'm in media production.
Oh, okay. Obviously.
Yeah, makes sense.
Cool. Do you have a YouTube channel?
We do podcast with strangers.
Oh, cool. So everyone's like on it?
Yeah, everyone's
Cool.
on it. This is her first date today.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Are you guys all in the same program?
Yes, we are.
Okay, I'm supposed to interview you, I guess. Cool. Did you grow up in Toronto?
No, I grew up in Markham.
Markham?
Where are you
okay,
from?
Cool. I'm from Calgary.
Oh.
Represent YYC.
Why are you here? Why are you here all the way from Calgary?
It's a really long story.
Well, we have time. Go for it.
Let's see. Like I just
Wait, can we just pause? Do you see how I switched that around on you? That's good interviewing skills. Okay, go for
Well,
it.
it's
What's
'cause,
the
like-
story?
Pardon me?
What's the story?
Let's see. I'm not sure. I have like 3 different answers. There's like the easy answer, the long answer,
Give me the long
and
one.
then there's a mix.
Give me a long
I don't know
one.
if I can give you the long one.
Fine, give me the mix.
It's way too long. The mix is just okay. So I've lived in Calgary, grew up in Calgary, raised, and then I traveled to BC a lot, like almost every year of my life, except for when I moved to Toronto. I'd be in British Columbia as well. My mom lived there, and then so I also moved to Victoria in 2017, and then back to Calgary. It was all
Who's
for
in
work.
Calgary?
My dad and my sisters.
Okay.
And then, so yeah, that's where I was raised. But I would like go there for work, and I'd come back in winter and work there. So I'd like work there and back And then I didn't have like the cleanest driving record in Alberta. So that was one of the reasons why I moved to BC as well. And then my driving record wasn't the best there. And so I made the switch to
What did you
Ontario
do?
too. It wasn't that bad in BC, but in Calgary I was a bit of a reckless driver. So
Speeding?
pretty much that.
Just pretty much.
Yeah,
that.
but you get a lot of tickets. And then when you get a lot of tickets, you have to pay them off before you like renew your license or,
Why'd you
do
fight
anything
it?
at the registry. Pardon me?
Why'd
There was
you-
too many. There was like
Oh.
there's too many.
Whoa, that much?
And then also I just there was so many I didn't bother to worry about it because I was like, oh, I'm gonna make the money to pay them off. So. Yeah,
So
but-
who's here now in
Here?
Ontario? Just you alone?
I had an uncle, but he passed away. He died of
Oh,
cancer in
sorry for your loss.
2019. Yeah, I actually just met him, but it was really cool. Like he was the oldest on my dad's side,
Mhm.
so that was pretty cool.
So now you're here for Seneca.
Yeah.
How do you like that?
Oh yeah, another reason why I moved was there's like a number of reasons, but this one's kind of in the middle. I had surgery. Like I had a fractured shoulder for about 4 years. And
Was
then
that from the reckless driving?
Not exactly. That was part of it, but no, because it just got worse. When I graduated high school, I was a bit of a party animal, and so I was on this amusement park ride at the Calgary Stampede, and then I was like drinking, and I was showing off, and I did this 2 nights in a row. I was like high-fiving the operator on a ride, and then the second night it was a different operator, and he was like pulling his hand in. The first night I actually did it, like high-fived him. I was showing off, and then the second night I was reached out further because this new guy, he was pulling his hand in, and then I reached out so far I hit it on a cable, and then my shoulder like was fractured. But I was like drunk in the moment. I was like, when my arm came off, and then so I was like kind of
Wait,
in
did
shock.
it actually hurt or did it hurt less?
It hurt, but I
Oh.
was like, yo, I'm alive. My arm's still attached to
Yeah.
my body. Like, what
And
happened?
you just kept partying?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then the next night, and then in my sleep, it started dislocating, and then it did that for like 4 years. And I was also in a car accident at one point, and it just made it worse.
Mhm.
And then eventually, like X-rays and stuff, they'd show like it would dislocate so much that my bone was like missing 30% of my shoulder. So yeah. But then in 2020, just when I went back to school, I had surgery, so I couldn't work. That's why I went back to school. But yeah,
So
it's like 100%
who are you with
now.
now here?
Pardon me?
Are you alone here in Ontario?
Not necessarily. I actually was recently baptized, so I have a church family.
Oh,
So,
nice.
yeah. So
what
there's
what
that.
pushed you to go get baptized?
Definitely, yeah, for sure. Whenever I start sentences, I always kind of get in this weird zone.
It's okay.
but-
I say a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So like I grew up thinking I was a Christian. You know, I prayed before dinner. I went to like a Christian preschool. You know, my dad like talked about Jesus. We didn't go to church all that much. I'd have like neighbors and friends I'd go to church with here and there. It wasn't like every Sunday, but always praying before bed, before dinner and stuff. And then part of the longer part of my long story is I got into some legal trouble. Like throughout having like my shoulder fractured, I definitely relied on drugs and alcohol to get through some of it.
Mhm.
And through those habits, they just got progressively worse, especially with also like mental
Mhm.
illness. It wasn't just mental illness, but it was like through this pain plus drinking alcohol, mental illness starts to sprout out.
Mhm.
So yeah, I got into some trouble. And then it was honestly a miracle that I came out clean after
Mhm.
all that, and also just got away from like bad people in my life. And so yeah,
Do you think finding, or putting faith in God, or finding, how do I word this? Like finding God
yeah.
kind of helped you on the path to getting clean, or helping out with your mental illness?
Yeah, for sure. Like that's why. So yeah, growing up, always praying and stuff, but also I almost took it as like a license to sin. I was like, yeah, okay, I believe in Jesus. Someday I'm gonna go to heaven.
Mm-hmm.
But I do all these terrible things,
Mhm.
and I had a conscience. But then when it was like, going to drugs and alcohol, you would like kind of lose it. But you'd be like, it's okay, like everyone's partying, everyone's letting loose. But then I still didn't go to church, but I would still pray, and like when I was sober, I'd be like, okay, think pure thoughts, be like
Was your family super religious?
No, they weren't actually. And so yeah, it was like when I was going through that part of my testimony, that's when like I found myself when I was working and doing like not ethical things at the same time. But when I was working in BC, I worked for this company. They paid for my housing, so it was like a pretty good job, pretty good connection. And then I ended up like losing everything when I was in my legal trouble. And so I lost this job, I lost staying at this house, and I was like looking at being homeless. My family also, they kind of looked at me like with my mental illness and the stuff I was doing, like it was kind of hard to depend on them because they were just like, go get help.
What did they have? So our episode today is about perfectionism and
Okay.
expectations.
Perfect.
Did they have high expectations and you did not meet them? Do you
I'd
think?
say not necessarily. Like, because growing up, I also played hockey, so I had a big goal for myself, wanting to play in the NHL. But growing up, I didn't have the funds or like I'd say like growth program to get there. And so, but my dad he didn't care about that part of the perfection that I had. But he's like a mechanic and he rebuilds cars. So he was big on like, yo, come help me rebuild these cars. I want to give you one for your graduation, etc. They're like super sweet cars. But at the same time too, I'm like, I want to play hockey. I want to do this other stuff. So, but for cars and working on cars, yeah, he was like, be a perfectionist, all that stuff.
Was he disappointed that you didn't follow his wishes or what he wanted?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And how was dealing with that? Was it just, did he kind of get used to it, or is he still upset about it? Are you in contact with him?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have a good relationship with both your parents?
In the middle, like it's good, but now coming to Christ and being baptized, like I teach like Bible studies. I teach what the Bible says, how to live, so that way of life, and so it doesn't correlate with his way of life. Even like the other day we were talking, and a lot of people when they look at the Bible, they want to make it form or fit their lifestyle, and so when it says something that doesn't feel good to them, they don't believe that part. So my dad's definitely at that part with his relationship with God, and so that's one thing that I'm trying to teach him, as well as my mom. But so we have a good relationship. We talk, but we're not on the same page.
Are you stressed right now at school?
No, I actually only have 2 assignments left, and then I graduate. So.
Oh, congrats!
Yeah, it's like one's a bigger one. It's supposed to be my externship. It's online, but yeah, I actually am starting a business right now too. So.
What is the business?
It's renovations, just home renovations.
Nice.
So that's what I did that's what I did before I went.
Based
to
in
school.
Ontario?
Yeah. So yeah, it's actually I'm a little stressed about that because I paid this partnership. It's called Homestars, and it's monthly subscription based kind of.
Yeah.
And so I have a business plan, but I have to meet certain quotas to be profitable.
Do you have like a contract you have to meet?
Pardon me?
Do you have a contract you have to meet?
Yeah. Not with them. I'm with a partnership. Here, you can have some cards.
Oh, thank you. Is it stressful?
Just because it's the first month, it's a little stressful. Just because I want to make sure that I'm not gonna lose money. So.
You have your church family.
Yeah.
But do you have actual blood relatives in Ontario?
Yeah, I have
That
some
you're close
cousins.
with?
I have some cousins, not necessarily close with though.
Does that take a toll on you?
Not having family?
Yeah. Do you ever feel like if they're not your blood relatives, they're not your real relatives?
No.
No.
Because I'm definitely like sold out as a disciple of Jesus. So I know that being born again, everyone in my church family is born again. So we actually are family more than blood. That's just what I believe based on what the Bible says. Even Jesus, everyone has to be born again to enter the kingdom of God. So being born again, I know that these people are my born again family.
How were your friends supportive of your journey?
To Christ?
Yeah.
Let's see. Not necessarily because at the start of COVID, I actually went off like social media like 100%. So I actually just got it back. So it was actually 18 months I was off social media.
Wow.
So like the whole pandemic.
Like a cleanse.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was like the first few months. It felt a little bit like bitter.
Did you feel like you were missing out?
No, definitely not. I did so much over the pandemic. Like I'm a very stimulated person, so I got into like all my hobbies. The first few months I worked out, got like a home gym in this garage where I lived, and so I gained a lot of weight because I was like training boxing kind of thing. I got pretty good and I gained a lot of weight, and then like muscle mass, and then eventually I finished with that hobby. I injured myself a little bit. This was after my surgery too. I just pulled something, so I kind of couldn't work out as consistent. And then I picked up the guitar, so I started playing the guitar a lot.
You're a jack of all trades over here.
Yeah. And then I got pretty good with the guitar. At my old church, I played in the worship team. That was fun. So I still play here and there. And then also, I remember my roommate, he got COVID, so I had to do a lockdown with him. And so I was thinking in my head, I was looking at tattoos and stuff, so I bought a tattoo gun as well. And so I did some tattoos.
Tattoos, boxing.
This is the first one I did. It says Jesus.
Is that a fish?
Yeah, it's a Jesus fish. And then I did this Canadian flag.
We got to get some close-ups on that, yeah.
And then I didn't do this wolf. I was very close to trying this wolf. But because it's on the outside, you have to have 2 hands, so it would have been a little difficult. This Calgary Flames.
Your Calgary Flames fan?
I did this one. It's like Yang Yangs and Pisces and Fish. And this one established in 97, birth year. Then this is like,
Rose.
yeah, it's from like Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
And then Raptors tattoo.
Hey, represent.
Yeah, I came to Toronto when they won the
The 2019 championship.
so
That was
pretty
crazy,
sweet.
eh?
Yeah, I won tickets to the game 6 against the Bucks. So that was like the history making
Yeah.
game because we went to the finals then.
That's crazy. Did you
It
go?
was sweet. Yeah, I was in Jurassic Park and I like had face paint and like a tambourine, so I was like just going off.
That's cool.
And then at halftime they were like, "Oh, do you want to go in the game?" Like me and my friend. Like this random woman, she was a promoter, I guess. And then they were like, there were $1,000 tickets, so it was pretty sweet.
That's
because
so
they were like
cool.
row 12. Yeah, it was sweet.
So we haven't really talked about religion, and I know you have to go really quickly. We haven't talked about religion for a few reasons. I am not religious.
Okay.
I went to a Catholic school. I was Catholic Student of the Year, but I was
Catholic student of the year.
but I was an atheist.
How do you do that?
Exactly. And I asked them. I said, "Do you know I'm an
Lost
atheist?"
me.
And they were like, "No." And I was like, "Oh, it's too late now." So my last question for you is, for someone that is trying to find a relationship
Yeah.
with God, as I am trying to do actively, what advice do you have? Like, what
Yeah.
do I do personally? How do I
Mhm.
create that relationship with God?
Yeah, for sure. Like, even so, I just got baptized in May, and so I was so in 2018 I was going to church a lot then as well. I was just really called there. You don't always get invited, and then when I came to Toronto too, I went to one church just a few times that year. And then when I got my surgery, I was like, "Yo, like I've been through pain. Like I don't want that anymore. Like God, I submit." And so it was a good church. It was in Jane and Finch. It was kind of fun. It was like good people there, but they didn't necessarily like teach you. So they would like you come and feel good, sing hallelujah, stuff like that, but they weren't always about teaching the Bible. So it's different because there's a lot of churches out there that don't necessarily preach 100% what's in the Bible. And so I'd say even with me and the people in our Bible discussion, like we reach out to so many people. Like, so we have a Bible group on York University, and then we just started in Ryerson. So I'd say for you personally, like I'd invite you to do a Bible study with me, and just it kind of gauges where you're at spiritually. Like you could be seeking God, like what's out there, like what's more out there, what does the Bible really say? And then there's like the Word of God, what God says about the Bible and how it goes. And then there's really also a discipleship study, so what it means to be, a disciple or a Christian, or what it what it really means to walk that life.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just say stay open and like just ask even just come to the Bible discussion, because we ask some really great questions, and they're just really in deep questions like what you're doing right now, but on a spiritual level, right? So it's really interesting.
That's really interesting. That's really cool. Thank you so much for opening up with us, Josh. I know you have to go, so we'll wrap it up. I will definitely check that out. I have your email, so I can email you if I have any questions.
Okay.
Thanks so much, Josh.
Awesome.
We have our next guest here today, and her name is, say it one more time for me.
Evdokia.
Evdokia, who's friends with Max. Small world. I guess when you're on Ryerson campus. Yeah, still a small world. Today we're talking about perfectionism and expectations. And do you think you're an perfectionist?
I would say so, yes.
Yes. And how does that take a toll on being a perfectionist?
In what way? What do you mean? Like
Like a mental health toll or a toll on your life, like you're constantly trying to perfect everything that you've set up to do.
I guess so. I think for me, it's more like I try my best, and then I look back on it and like think of like, I should have done it better. But I've been working on kind of allowing myself to make mistakes and be like, okay, well now I know.
Yeah.
Especially like in film, it's important to allow yourself to kind of do a bad film or just try something and allow yourself to fail, because that's where you learn. And I feel like in the industry, there's this pressure of being like, oh, you have to always be good in everything you do. So
High expectations when you set out to do a film. I mean, I guess everyone does, but how does it feel when you don't meet those expectations?
it's sad. Like it's just like, oh damn it, should have known better, should have thought this through. But the perfectionism comes in when you're working on something, like on a project or on an assignment, and you're doing your best in the first place, and just admitting the fact that when you were working, you were doing the best. And that is the perfectionism comes in, like a lot. Yeah.
Stressful time for you
Right now, yes, I have like 3 assignments due next week.
right now? How are you dealing with your stress?
I was saying that I don't remember where I heard it, but not having more than 5 to do things on your to do list for a day, and that's been a good way of for me to like plan it out because like I feel like you've not done enough for a day, and you're like, oh well, not really. I went to work, I did this, that, and you count it in your head, and you're like, okay, that's like more than 5 things, so it's pretty good. So that's how I've been like just reassuring myself and just making sure I eat. I feel like yeah, I feel like sometimes I just get into a project. Like I had a very very cool project this for a class, like a group project, and I would just research and just not eat. And I would like take out of my trains at 3 a.m. and be like, wait a second, that I'm yeah, should probably eat.
How is your mental health right now during this stressful period?
I think it's pretty fine right now because I did a decision that was a big decision of not coming back for the beginning of the semester from an internship on a set. So I had a lot to catch up, and this is like the first 2 weeks I feel like I caught up. Like even though I have a lot of assignments, I at least like don't have things to catch up on. I'm like on time, even though I have a lot to do. So actually it's like a good baseline for me right now.
And for those who are perfectionists, what advice do you have for them, and those who set high expectations for themselves?
It's fine setting high expectations. Just like first of all, remember where you are and that so like make sure that the high expectation is reachable in the first place. Like be confident that you could reach it if you do it right, and then allow yourself to look back and fail, right? So like if you've not calculated something right, or you miscommunicated something, or something went wrong, just allow yourself to do that, because that's just going to make your next project better, and that's kind of the point, I feel like, of.
Thank you so much for sitting down with me.
Thank you.
Hey guys, we're here with the special guest now for our next guest. This is Stephen Kazar, a very close friend of mine. We first met on the job where I worked for my marketing director position, and I did some labor with Stephen, and we grow pretty close. When you spend 13 hours with the guy every day, or most days,
It hit homes in a different way.
yeah, you get to
very
learn a
good.
lot about people. I remember we were very awkward at first. We were very just like, oh yeah, like nice
This
weather,
guy.
and then now we just get into the deep shit.
That's
We
it.
talk about anything.
Everybody loves me, you know. Just break me in, and then
At
you'll
first
get
I
to know
hated-
me.
Yeah, I hated you at first. I was like, this guy,
This guy, eh?
this guy in his fucking Costco.
But now he loves me.
now I
I'm telling
love him.
you.
I love
He
him.
texts
so much.
me nonstop, calls me steady.
Okay, don't hype it up too much. I
That's
barely
it.
call you. You're a perfect guest for today, because you a lot of the advice that I follow is from you when it comes to university, staying focused, grinding, working hard. So right now, it's a hard time for university students, especially on their mental health. Almost everyone that we asked today, are you stressed? He said, yeah, I have assignments due. I
Yeah.
have things due. A lot of people, it's taking a toll on their mental health. What advice do you have for people who, are in university right now during this transformative time?
University is probably the hardest thing you'll ever do. I'll say that. Telling you from now, I've done it all. Trades, college, many types of work, but university is very hard. When it comes down to it, I would suggest you need to be focused. Another aspect would be, it's not okay, buddy here's smarter than me. No, it's not about that. It's more about, okay, how much time they put, their time, dedication, and work ethic. You grind those out really hard, at the end you'll get the result 100%, right? Even with me, like as I aged, my marks got better, right? Elementary was whatever, high school was whatever, college got better. Then university, I was killing it. Like A+, like B's, like much higher.
What was the process like getting there, though? Was it a lot of failure before you got into that role of success?
In the beginning, university, like obviously the first time you do stuff, you're like, wow, it's like a punch in the face, right?
Mhm.
But then after a while, you just realize, right? You go to your TAs, ask for guidance, always follow up. That's key. Always check your work, right? Always make sure. And one other thing, whenever like an assignment's due or whatever, make sure you have that 1 day extra or 2 days where you could review it and go over it, where you could just chill, right? And that's pretty much it, really. Just grind it out, focus.
How about those who are trying to have fun during their? Is it possible to have fun while you're in university, or is it like mostly just grinding? Because like I told you last week, I
Yeah.
was like, dude, my cousin's over. My nephew's over. I have like this assignment due, but like, fuck, man, I really want to hang out with them. And what did you say to me?
I'm like, they're always gonna be there, right? But at the end of the day, you have to focus on your work, because first of all, no one's gonna give it to you. Just like money, no one's ever gonna give you money, just a little bit. But at the end of the day, it's gonna be your marks, and like basically, when it comes down to money, like you're gonna earn it, right? Even with me, before COVID, I went to university. Very hard at moments, especially during like midterms and finals. I see people like going to clubs downtown, friends drinking on Snap, Instagram, you name it, I saw it, right? And me, I'm just sitting there studying these PowerPoints, books, whatever. You just gotta stay focused, man. And you need what's it called?
Willpower?
Willpower, and what's it called? What's the other word? You gotta stay focused and
Determined?
discipline.
That's hard.
If you're not disciplined, I'm telling you, it's gonna take you off the board. Because I saw so many people within university, because I jumped into third year, right? Jumping into that until I finished the fourth year, many people got filtered. And when you see
What do you
that,
mean filtered?
like they didn't pass certain courses, so they didn't meet the requirements. So it's either they stopped, I saw many people stop, or
drop out?
yeah, or they got held back a year because they didn't pass that one course. But I'm telling you, at the end of the day, like when you do pass that course and when you get that final mark that you're happy with, you're gonna feel good inside. Because when you look back, you're gonna look back and be like, okay, that's where I came from, right? Don't be like, okay, oh, I was there once upon a time. You always gotta look forward, right? It's like in a windshield in a car. Why is it bigger, right? Because you're always gonna look forward, and the mirror is always small whenever you're looking in the back, right? Just look back, like where you came from at the end of the day, right?
That's fucking deep right there.
Yeah, it's so deep.
Did you script that before coming?
No, I'm just natural.
This episode of Podcast with Strangers is sponsored by BetterHelp. Without a healthy mind, being truly happy and at peace is hard. The good news is, therapy works. But what is therapy exactly? It's whatever you want it to be. Maybe you're not feeling motivated right now or would like some tools to help. Or maybe you're feeling insecure in a relationship or at work, not dealing well with stress. Whatever you need, it's time to stop being ashamed of normal human struggles and start feeling better, because you deserve happiness. And now, you don't have to worry about finding an in-person therapist near you to help. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can start communicating with your therapist in under 48 hours. Join the millions of people who are seeing what online therapy is really about. It's always a good time to invest in yourself, because you are your greatest asset. And a special offer to Podcast with Strangers listeners, you can get 10% off your first month of professional therapy at betterhelp.com/podcastwithstrangers. That's betterhelp.com/podcastwithstrangers. Thanks again to BetterHelp for sponsoring this episode.
Oh yeah, another point I would touch upon is try to get close with your TAs or professors so they recognize your face, right? So you're not just a number to them. Because I'm telling you from now, that helps out a lot, right? Because whenever you message them an email and stuff like that, they'll know who you are and respond to you like properly, right?
So it's not just like, oh, one of my students. It's like, oh, it's Steven. I know
Yeah,
Steven,
exactly.
right? Oh,
They'll be like, yeah, I know that guy, right?
yeah, these are actually good tips.
Yeah.
How about when it comes to expectations? Those who are setting high expectations and not meeting it. Is that okay? Have you set high expectations in your life?
Yeah, I've set many of them actually, but if you don't meet them, it is what it is. You learn from them, right? As me and you know from someone, the experience is something you never forget, right? Just remember that. Experience is something
That's
you'll never
true.
forget. Whenever you go through it, at the end of the day, you always remember like what happened, right? And for me, I failed many times in like many things, but don't think of it as like failure, right? Just think of it as experience, and it made you stronger, right?
Those setbacks will help you out.
Exactly.
Find the positive in it.
That's it.
Like, you may fail and shit, but find a positive in it, because there is positive in it.
100%.
We should have you on here more, because all the advice that you gave today was actually like useful advice.
Let's do it. I have a lot of experience, I'm telling you guys.
It's not like, what advice do you have? Keep trying hard. It's really good advice. Get close to your TAs. I never thought about that.
No,
I'm-
I'm telling you, if you get close with your TAs, it's key. Very key.
Mm.
Follow up. Go after hours. Don't be like, okay, I'm done school. Okay, at 3 o'clock, I'm gonna jet home. No. Like for me, it's like, what do you have to do at home that's so like urgent? You're currently in university right now. You're here to get a degree, right? So everything else should basically come after, right? In terms of like your goals, right?
Prioritize.
Exactly. You have to prioritize. That's key, right? Especially like if you have like multiple exams on like close between each other,
Yeah.
balance it out.
No.
Like say for example English and then I don't know science on another day. Just balance it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And make sure you guys, when you're studying, this is what I would suggest. I would write out certain things so whenever you write something out, you'll remember it more.
Not just type it.
To me, typing didn't work. Like even
Yeah.
in psych courses, they told us if you write it out, you'll register more, right? And repetition, that's key.
Some good advice, man. Thanks so much for sitting down with us.
Yeah, anytime.
Bring a lot of real content because right now it's literally like the time for like finals is approaching. People are just getting out of midterms. It's hard to prioritize, so especially during Christmas. Like everyone's having fun,
Yeah.
so it's like, fuck, I want to go hang out with my friends, but like, this midterm is more important. But
I know, especially now, like in Toronto, you'll get a lot of things like distillery,
yeah.
Christmas,
Yeah.
I don't know, all this stuff, right? But I'm telling you right now, focus on your own self, like in terms of your goals, right?
Mhm.
Many people are gonna text you, message you. You'll see stories on like social, come out. No,
Yeah.
we're in November. You have basically 3-4 weeks left, right?
Yeah.
Grind it out. Focus on that, man. That's key. That's what I'm gonna say about that. Cause right now, say for hypothetically, people don't focus, they fail one course or get a really bad mark. You're gonna look back, like on Boxing Day or Christmas, when you get your report card and you see you didn't get a good mark or you didn't pass. You're gonna look back and reflect to yourself and be like, "Okay, what did I do, man? I regret it."
I shouldn't have gone out. I should have fucking stayed home and done my work.
Yeah. See, this guy's a smart guy. He knows what's going on.
Hey, you know what's funny? I'm a smart guy and I could say it out loud, but I never follow through with it. That's the thing.
Maybe he's
Say
gonna.
it, I won't follow.
Maybe he's gonna follow through now.
Maybe because of
Right?
my inspirational talk with Stephen Kazar. Everyone go check out Stephen's Instagram. Give Stephen a follow. I'll tag him. Thanks so much for sitting down. I know
Thank you
gotta
for
go back to
having
work.
me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, go back to making sure people fucking pay their bills.
Yeah.
Okay, here we are at the end of our episode about perfection and expectations. We've actually kind of sidetracked for a couple of interviews where we start talking about, university life. And I know Josh shared his story, which was really interesting, I think. I really enjoyed that interview because it was a little different. We don't really talk about religion here on the podcast, so it was nice to see that from Josh. Our first ever episode with Hannah, a part of our team, so that's exciting. You'll see a lot more of Hannah, and she's gonna do some great things here for us. I just want to quickly take a moment to ask everyone to head over to our Movember page and donate for men's health awareness. Any amount of money helps out, so head over and donate if you can. Also, make sure to go and check out our merch, Podcast with Strangers merch. We have merch. We have merch now, people. There's a website, medushinstudios.com/merch, and you can purchase the sweaters there. And we might have some more merch coming out. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe Hannah will promote it on our Instagram and social media. I don't know.
Maybe.
Who's to say? I don't know. I'm not
Yeah.
going to say anything. Hannah, are you going to say anything?
I don't know.
Maybe Cassandra will say something.
Yeah.
Why Cassandra? I don't know. That's weird. Why would I mention Cassandra out of all people to mention? Anyways, is there anything else? Am I missing something? Oh, also follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter. Subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Like the video if you're watching on YouTube. Also, put your post notifications on. If you're listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, you can download this. Go listen to it while you're washing the dishes, doing your homework, going on a walk.
Leave us a review.
Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. You can also listen to this podcast while you're at the gym. You can listen to this podcast while you're procrastinating. If
Sorry, look at the leaves right now. Look how pretty that is.
this,
Wow.
it's beautiful.
It's like a movie.
In the amount of time
That's true. We've been here for quite a long time, and our hands are freezing. That is all. Thank you for listening, and we will see you next week. And thank you to our sponsors at BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. And yeah, bye guys. Look at the main camera and say bye.
Bye.
Okay.